One more go of this.
All 3 balls in for 10 points. Already short of 5 points. Last chance on the disappearing shot. Who wants to hurry? So, just 5 points then. You're not allowed to blow them in, Terry.
Right, then we just try out, see how the run of the table is first. Just tap the white ball across there.
Preparing for the machine gun shot, the second of the 2.
Now the wind's against that one.
He's got to judge the pace of that white ball into this corner pocket.
Getting shot, I haven't got any chance. This is difficult, I can tell you.
2 points per red ball.
Okay.
And 4 points for the white. 2 attempts once again. Well, a little bit unlucky. White didn't land in the pocket. One, 2, 3.
Okay, for any of those who are still awake, I'll try this again.
5 reds. So that's 10 points for the bank.
I was going really well then, I thought. But the pocket moved.
They don't believe him. So one last attempt then.
Oh, do.
7 reds, 2 points per red, and 4 for the cue ball.
Then one more try. Oh, not so good.
Oh dear. Not as well as he'd have liked. 10 points in the machine gun shot, added to the 5 that he got for the disappearing shot. 15 points then for Terry Griffiths.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next competitor is one of the top entertainers from the world of snooker and one of only 3 players in the history of the game to win the United Kingdom title and the world title in the same year. Making his debut in this event, representing the north of England, will you welcome, please, the very popular 1991 world champion, John Parrott.
John Parrott from Liverpool, and as you heard, the 1991 world and UK snooker champion. He has a typical Scouse sense of humour, a great rapport with the audience. It is his debut here, so it is a different test for the Northerner.
I'm just going to go out there and play a few shots that I know and hopefully tell a few jokes and make it a bit humorous, because I think that's my best shot. I think my trick shots are a little bit suspect, so I think the best thing is to go out and try and entertain for 6 minutes and tell a few gags.
John Parrott at the table then, trying on the 2 same compulsory shots, the disappearing shot, just being set up now. Very important that these are set up right.
That Terry Griffiths, who was out earlier, didn't actually have a cigarette with him. That's because he's been cured, apparently. You know those patches you can buy? His wife apparently bought him 2 patches and completely cured him of smoking. Put one over each eye and he couldn't find his cigarettes anywhere.
Well, that'll free him up a little bit. I like that.
Actually, in the end, he had to give them up. He was on 60 a day.
Now, this is the disappearing shot, hitting the first ball first, going in off that ball, usually into the left-hand pocket. The idea is to get all 3 balls into those 2 corner pockets. That's 2 in, and not 3, not quite. Bad luck. Assured of 5 points, though. Very unlucky for John Parrott. He's not a billiard player, and really, it's a billiard shot. Not only have you got to set them perfectly, you've got to strike perfectly to get this shot. There's the slow motion of the previous shot. The first 2 balls went in, but the red only just fouled. Notice he plays off the front ball first, past the ball that it's adjacent to. Almost set up right, but it hasn't quite made it. So just gets 5 points then for the disappearing shot. Well, the crowd looked very, very happy.
Nearly.
There it goes. That red wasn't too far off line. Perhaps not quite set up right.
3. Thank you. Ask a silly question.
So now it's John Parrott's turn at the second of the two compulsories, the machine gun shot. You can choose as many reds as you like. 7 as a minimum. Just practicing the pace of the cue ball across the nap of the table. It just wants to reach that corner pocket. That's a little bit fast, actually. It's a little bit slower than that, but it must go in. So, 2 points per red. He's got 5 points already to his account. Having one more go at this, no, isn't it? Nearly. A bit annoyed with himself, I think. I think he's knocked in 5 reds there. That's worth 10 points. The white ball didn't go in.
Believe me, that's as good as it gets.
He's kidding. That white ball wasn't quite on trial. 3, 4, 5. That's the 5th. So, with the 5th and 6th, got the 7th and the first 4. White fouled. So, 10 points. Second go. White's on the way. A couple of reds have gone in. There's a few not going in, and things aren't going very well at all.
John Parrott, ladies and gentlemen.
So he has to be content then with a total of 15 points. 10 points from the machine gun shot. 5 from the disappearing shot.
South Africa have ever produced. Ladies and gentlemen, will you welcome into the action from Cape Town, your own Peter Francisco.
Peter Francisco, nephew of Silvino, of course. He reached number 14 in the world rankings in 88-89, a former Grand Prix semi-finalist. But another snooker star making his debut in the Dr. Martens World Trickshot Championship. The local man obviously hoping to get off to a flying start.
Obviously something different, you know, and I'm used to playing exhibitions in the UK, and well, I do a few around here. But having an invite to this is something special.
Home ground advantage, Peter. Everybody's with you.
So the disappearing shot and the machine gun shot now to be taken on by Peter Francisco. First, the disappearing shot. A couple of balls together by the pyramid spot. They've got to be placed absolutely perfectly. Now Peter Francisco has got a good chance of scoring here because he is in effect a very talented billiard player. The 2 balls have to be touching just slightly off the diagonal, off the middle and corner pocket. He'll strike the first ball first, and the idea is to get 3 balls into those 2 corner pockets. Well, that's terrific. Do they like it? So the home boy then comes up in his first attempt at the disappearing shot with the maximum 10 points. Here it is in slow-mo, striking the first ball first, curving past the second ball, and the second ball following in. That is terrific. 10 points then to Peter. Now, what a start he will have had if he can also get maximum off the machine gun shot. Just to explain the machine gun shot, they can put a minimum of 7 balls anywhere they like, really, at that balk end, usually in a diagonal line across the table. And they've got to knock the white ball slowly across into that left balk pocket, as you see it, the one nearest to us. And the speed has to be so precise because it's only got to drop to give him time to knock in that line of 7 different colours there. He gets 2 points per ball rather than 2 points per red. He's just being colourful, the old boys. And the secret, really, is the slowest part of it, the striking of this cue ball. He has to strike just probably half an inch below the pocket for it to curve up the table and in. And the arc, of course, favours knocking the balls in. He doesn't get anything for that, incidentally. He's not done it yet. That's only a practice. This is for real. 2 points for each ball knocked in, but 4 points for the white. Well, that's nothing. And I think, oh dear. I think that's something of a world record. I've never seen nothing scored at the machine gun shot. Second and final attempt. Don't forget, he got 10 points for the first of the compulsories, the disappearing shot. Might get at least another 10 here. Oh, not very good. A total of 8 points for the disappearing shot, making a total then for the two compulsories of 18 points for Peter Francisco.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, to player number 4, another man having his first tilt at the World Trick Shot title, an exciting player. He is a former English, Scottish and Belgian snooker champion from the northeast of England. Will you welcome, please, the very talented Mike Hallett.
Mike Hallett from Grimsby in England, the English champion of 1989. He's also won the world doubles title with Stephen Hendry. Currently ranked world number 23, but that's not a fair reflection on his talent. He's got a very good line in patter too.
Well, obviously my first time here, Mike, and I'd love to do well. And there's some great players in there and some great trick shot players. So I think I've got a good routine to be competitive in the tournament, so I'm looking forward to it.
So in walks Mike Hallett now for the two compulsories.
Good evening.
Ball first, Michael, thank you.
Okay.
He's got a bit of a billiards background as well. Mike Hallett. He's claimed to be a Belgian billiards champion. That'll be at the English style of billiards, not the carom style. The disappearing shot.
Right, first go on this one.
Striking the white ball into the first of those two. That's the black playing in off the black, the white going into the corner pocket, black into the left corner, and red the last ball to drop. That's the idea. Got 2 in, and the third's on its way. Done. Terrific. Maximum points of 10 there for Mike Hallett then at his first attempt.
Well, you're not going to feather that, Mike. Straight in.
Here's the slow-mo. See the white curve round that red ball, which is the last ball to follow in. Only just made it to the lip of the pocket.
Actually, Terry did mention that we were out.
No matter how long it takes, as long as it keeps moving.
It is quite true. I only just got back, actually. But there was... Is there any Irish in today? Any Irish people? There was a little story that I heard, actually. There was this Irish family in Dublin, Mr. and Mrs. Dunn. And his son nearly went to work and live in London. And she'd not heard from him for a while. And said to her friend, well, you're going over to London next week, aren't you? He said, yes. He said, you wouldn't mind looking up my son, would you? Because he hasn't written to me or phoned or anything for 3 months. He said, certainly, Mrs. Dunn. Yeah, I'll contact him. Tell him to get in touch. So he said to her, where is he living? He said, actually, in WC1. That's okay. So he gets off the flight in Heathrow, comes through the lounge. What does he see? WC. So he goes into trap 1, goes in there, goes to knock on trap 1. He said, excuse me, are you nearly done? Hang on. I've not finished yet. He said, yes, but there's no toilet paper in here. He said, well, that's no excuse to not write to your mother.
Well, let's have some serious stuff now, my young Michael. Starting with your attempt at the second of the compulsories. Just a little trial, knocking the white in across the ball.
Do I get full points for that?
Actually hit that well. Just arced in, was aiming towards the Just a couple of inches along the cushion rail. So now, 4 points for knocking the white in, 2 points per red. To go on top of the 10 he's already got. Well, I'll tell you what, that was good. That was very, very good. He gets 12 points for that.
A great effort, Mike. How many reds are you going for this time?
7.
7, okay, all right.
So, 10 points then, if you recall, for the successful first attempt at the disappearing shot, maximum points. And he's got 12 points so far in his first attempt at the machine gun shot. Good stuff by Mike Hallett. That was so unlucky
Mike
again.
Hallett, ladies and gentlemen.
Still,
Great
we'll be quite
effort.
happy. 12 points for the machine gun shot, 10 points for the disappearing shot, a total of 22 points.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Mike on his first disappearing attempt, he got the maximum point, and on his machine gun shot, he scored 12 points, a total of 22, and into the lead, Mike Hallett.
So Hallett 4 points clear at the halfway stage of the compulsory section.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next competitor is one of snooker's real characters. He's been a great ambassador for the game and 3 times a Wembley Masters champion, and one of only 2 players in the history of the game to make a maximum break at the coveted World Championship. The 1980 World Champion, Cliff Thorburn.
Cliff Thorburn of Canada, 1980 World Snooker Champion, still the only non-British World Champion ever. He also made the first ever 147 break at a World Championship. That was back in 1983. He's a former world number 1, but still highly competitive.
I'll probably have to have a, almost a perfect performance, I guess, and that's going to be tough. But there's 8, solid trick shot players here, especially Mike Massey, who in fact, is sort of at a small disadvantage, even though Mike's probably the best trick shot player in the world, because we're playing on a 6x12 table. But it's a very unique situation and format, and it's fun.
Great. Wish had good luck with the shot, haven't he? Lately, anyway.
Cliff Thorburn then, just.
Now, the reason why I call this a disappearing shot is because if I miss it, I'm out of here.
Yeah, just placing the balls then for the disappearing shot, the first of the 2 compulsories.
Okay.
Foreign ground really for Cliff. He doesn't play billiards, except what they call billiards. It happens to be pool over in America. Occasionally plays that. You wouldn't normally be wanting to see the white ball disappear into a pocket.
Important thing.
That's bad news. He's a snooker player solely. So, 10 points if you manage to get all 3 balls then into those 2 pockets. In off the first ball, and that should be a plant onto the other 2, if you set them right. Didn't hit his cue ball very cleanly. Got a little bit of bottom on that.
Billiards.
Don't play billiards, he says. And he doesn't. And to strike that ball, to get the nice in off, it's not all that easy for a snooker player.
Nightmare at Sun City. Who put that spot on the pink spot, anyway?
The
Which one am I going to go? I know
2
which
object
way.
balls, they're not set in direct line between the middle
want to
pocket
disappear
and the
either,
corner
you know.
pocket. They're just slightly offline. And that perhaps may be what he may be doing wrong. They're touching, though. Two reds he's choosing. If they're directly in line, the second of the two balls tends to hit the bottom cushion rail. That one on the left. Should strike just above centre of the cue ball. Play in off the first ball into the left pocket. Oh, it's unlucky, and that ball did just strike that bottom cushion rail, so Cliff Thorburn has to be satisfied then with just 5 points for the disappearing shot on his second attempt. Only just missed this. Got 2 in, see that?
Shot.
Oh, well, it hit that bottom rail. Just wants to be slightly off.
This is my road shot, actually. That's why I don't travel
A
anymore.
direct line plant. So here we go. Now on to the second of the two compulsories. Once again, same for everybody. The machine gun shot. Just clarifying, he has to strike this cue ball slowly as he dare, across the table into the corner pocket.
So I get 5 points so far?
And if he manages to knock all of the balls in that he's set up, he gets a bonus of 4 points for
two
the cue
practice
ball.
rolls, is that right? 1?
There are 7,
1 roll.
so he could score 18. He gets 1 go practice in. That's it. Now see if you can see this cue ball just move away to the left. Ooh, that's a bit heavy. That was a joke. He got a fabulous sense of humour as Cliff Thorburn. That was no practice for him.
Yeah.
There are 7 reds up there. He could
the
score
real one
14 points and 4 points for the cue ball. If he doesn't knock the cue ball in, he doesn't get the 4 points bonus. Sorry, if he doesn't knock all the reds, he doesn't get the 4 points for the cue ball, is what I'm trying to say. This is for real. Oh, D couldn't be any unluckier than that, because the last ball seemed to hit the back of the pocket and come back and knock the cue ball out of the way. Very, very unlucky.
First attempt from Cliff.
Gets 12 points for this.
There? Russia blood, what do they call it?
What's the last ball?
This is fun to play. In practice.
God, those two were both in. Unlucky Cliff. 12 he's got for that. He had 5 to start with, 17 he's got so far. 1 more attempt than at the machine gun shot. Hullet leading, of course, at the halfway mark with 22 points. 3 more to go after Cliff Thorburn. No, thank you. He's still trying. Look, that's his sense of humour going. No good in the second attempt on the machine gun shot. A total then for Cliff Thorburn of 17 points.
And Cliff's points were 5 for the second attempt in the disappearing shot, and he scored 12 on the first attempt for the machine gun shot, a total of 17, and into third place goes Cliff Thorburn.
So just Steve Davis, Mike Massey and Alain Robidoux to come.
Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, a real treat in store as we welcome America's contestant for the event, the outright winner of the title 2 years ago. Here's one of the top performers and a legend from the world of pool. It's a real pleasure to welcome into the Sun City Arena from the United States of America, the multi-talented 1993 World Trick Shot Champion, Mike Massey.
Mike Massey of the USA is an American pool legend. He's won titles in all forms of pool, and he's not a bad snooker player either. The Tennessee Tarzan, as they call him, is a real entertainer when it comes to trick shots. He's inventive and amusing, and he won this world title 2 years ago.
I have some new shots that I want to show, and a couple of Massey shots. I'm going to do the bottle shot. Remember the bottle shot? You know, that's the shot I dreamed about, and I believe it's, you know, I'm going to shoot the bottle shot and try to get 5 or 6 shots in. We only have 6 minutes, you know. But as far as, I tell you, I've really enjoyed it already. My wife and I, she got to come this time, and this is a great place for a vacation. You know, if nothing else, if I don't win, I've had a great time.
Now, this man's a real threat to win this title.
I'm more nervous doing this than playing Steve the snooker.
Won the World Trick Shot title in 1993, and hot favourite really to take it this time. Slightly different format this year.
I use a little powder here, you know, that my hands are sweating a little bit, so...
Forces him to play this disappearing shot as a compulsory. It's a compulsory item. I think if he had a choice, he wouldn't be playing it. Not a natural billiards player, so the in-off stroke would come rather foreign to him, just like it did Cliff Thornton.
Anybody here from Tennessee? Man, I thought all of you were the way you was applauding, you know. I mean.
Just rubbed a little bit of chalk on his bridge hand where the cue goes through. I would normally wear a glove. Oh. Well, that one went all haywire. Nothing for that. Just to remind you what he's trying to do. He's trying to get all three balls into the two corner pockets in one strike. He has to set them right. I keep mentioning this. It's the all-important part of this shot.
Did I hit a little bit harder? A little bit harder.
Just seemed to get a little bit of action on the ball as well, striking the side cushion with the cue ball. Got a tremendous variety of strokes, as I'm sure you'll see later on in the championship.
Hey!
Oh, terrific stuff. Made it the second time. Well, I think that's a brilliant feat by Mike Massey. 10 points maximum then for the disappearing shot. That's superb stuff. He's not a billiards player, is why I'm saying that.
Maximum on your second attempt there, Mike.
That shot will go, won't it? I'm going to put that in my repertoire.
That was beautiful.
This is a tough one. Machine gun. I would tell a joke, but I don't know any.
He knows thousands of them, this man.
Have I got time to tell one little joke?
Oh, you'll
This
have one.
woman walks into a tattoo shop. You know what a tattoo shop is, right? And she says, "Sir, I'd like to get a tattoo. My husband, he calls me Big Butt. And I'd like to have, know what it costs to have big on one side of my hip, on one hip, and butt on the other hip." He says, "Oh, about $100. She says, "Well, can't quite afford that." What about, he says, "Well, I could put B on one side and B on the other side." She says, "How much would that cost?" "I'll do it for $20, he says. Well, sure enough, she had B on one side and B on the other side. She goes home that night. She's walking around in the bedroom, no clothes on, just her husband there. He doesn't notice anything. And then all of a sudden she walks over to the bed and she says, "Hon, what do you think about that?" He says, "Who in the world is Bob?" That's funny. I might start telling jokes. Did I tell that right, huh?
Well, now he's going to have a go now at something serious.
Okay.
The machine gun shot has a good score, perfect score in the disappearing shot, 10 points. 2 points per ball potted. If he knocks them all in,
I get a practice shot.
bonus of 4 for the cue ball going in as well. Practice shot across the table, slow as he can. Just to reach the pocket, just arcing slightly out to the left. Now, that's just about perfect. Maybe. Just a fraction too hard.
Make sure all these balls are
Wants to give himself as much time as possible to lean over and knock in that line of 7
this is easy when you're
object
when
balls.
you're practicing, just trying to shot.
He's keeping an eye on things. Old Jumbo there. Right. Now he's got to get down quickly onto the first red, then the black, then the red. Here we go. Oh, that's no good.
I got 2.
Very
Okay.
good.
Let's see. What's the best way to set these balls?
Miscued on the first red. He's setting them up perhaps too horizontally across the table. I think the optimum position of those reds is in a diagonal line, easier to get at.
So I've been
Every
practicing
split second
down here,
counts
but,
in this.
Can't do that.
He does practice this shot incidentally, or play this shot as a part of his trick shot repertoire at pool. That's on a 9 by, what, 4.5, 5 table. And slightly easier, pockets are easier, balls are bigger, but he'd manage it a lot better than here. Rather foreign, this condition for him. 3, 4, 5, 4, 5.
Mike
So
Massey,
he's
ladies
got
and
5 in,
gentlemen.
so he gets 10 for that. So Mike Massey then with 10 for the disappearance shot, 10 for the machine gun shot, a total of 20, now creeps into second place. There it is.
Mike's attempts then, at the second attempt he had a maximum in the disappearing shot, and his second attempt at the machine gun shot he also scored 10 points, a total of 20 points for Mike Massey.
So looking at the leaderboard, Mike Hallett then still in the lead with just 2 players to go.
Welcome back to Sun City and the Dr. Martens World Trick Shot Championship. Just 2 more players to go in the compulsory section. Can either of them overtake Mike Hallett?
Now, ladies and gentlemen, France also have a representative this year. He is a class player in every sense of the word, always looking to come up with a different routine. He's been a revelation in the past 2 years of this event. Ladies and gentlemen, to entertain you, it's the turn of the French-Canadian, Alain Robidoux.
Alain Robidoux, another Canadian contender. He's a real dour battler on the snooker table. His highest ranking ever is number 13 in the world. In fact, he's a fabulous finger spinner, a real conjurer with a snooker ball. But in this competition, he must use a cue. He's a Canadian amateur and professional snooker champion and part of Canada's 1990 World Cup winning team.
Well, if I don't win, I will feel bad, about it. No, I'm just gonna enjoy it. Like it's more like it's a good, it's a good holiday, and also it's a good tournament for us. Trick shots. It's okay. It's good fun.
So into the arena then, Alain Robidoux from Canada, Quebec country. Now he's got to play this disappearing shot. Part of the compulsory routine of 2 shots. The machine gun shot, of course, the other. So, once again, having to try and make sure that he's got them spotted absolutely correctly. One ball on the spot, the other one just off the spot. Not quite in a direct line to that corner pocket. And he's going to strike the first ball, play that into that left-hand pocket with the cue ball. They 2-part company, the other one goes into the right pocket, or should do. And nothing's happened. No points, Alain.
Well, Alain is lucky we give you 2 attempts.
Formidable, monsieur. He has another go. Seemed to strike the cue ball just below the middle there. Striking the, you can always tell that, striking the side cushion with the cue ball. I seem to know him. So, second attempt then. And he's got to really score here. Let's try and get at least 2 in to get 5 points. Oh, and once again a disaster. Managed to get 1 and you get no points for that.
Never mind, a good machine gun shot will retrieve the situation.
Yeah.
Plenty of points to be won
That's
here.
a good start, isn't it?
How many reds you
So,
got for Alain?
disaster then for shot number 1.
25, okay.
But this one shouldn't be so foreign to him. That's the machine gun shot. I think he's setting these up across the diagonal rather than the horizontal balk line. Yes, he's done it before.
Special here, eh?
Bit of
Come back.
experience showing there. So he's attempting to knock the cue ball in across the nap of the table, and before it drops into the corner, he's hoping to knock in those 7 reds. It is possible, incidentally, to knock in 15 reds. That has been done, in fact, by a young junior schoolboy from Austria. No doubt seen on Eurosport by many of you. And Alain Robidoux has had his practice shot across the table. The real thing coming up. Badly needs to score. 7 is the white going to make it. If the white drops, it gets another 4, and it didn't. Unlucky Alain. So 14 points for that. White just failing to drop at the last breath. A little bit unlucky.
What a tremendous effort.
Just turns off with the nap. If you keep your eye on the white,
Rolls
you'll
off
see
a
it
little
just
bit.
turn off. It's supposed to turn off and does. You just watch this white. See, here it goes. Look, just a little bit.
You got to play the white a little bit
Just
harder.
catching that top
When you
angle.
roll off.
Unlucky. Well, he's got 14 then in the bank.
The championship. See if you can do better this time.
I knew this show was easier than the other one. I knew it.
I thought it would be for you, Alain. So, as I say, he's got 14 to his account.
Let's try that again. Good luck.
Yes, good luck. There we go.
Never going to reach.
You're right, it's not.
Alain Robidoux, ladies
Right, that's
and
all you're
gentlemen.
going to get. Just the 14 points, and for the first attempt at the machine gun shot, and nothing for the disappearing shot. 14 points to Alain Robidoux.
Well, Alain, unfortunately, scored no points at all in the disappearing shot, and in the machine gun shot, he scored 14 points. Ladies and gentlemen, Alain Robidoux at 14 points. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, the other joint title holder of this event, a household name, a snooker legend in England, and one of the biggest success stories in the history of the game. Yes, 6 United Kingdom titles and 6 world titles make it also easy to welcome the world champion, ladies and gentlemen, 6 times, Steve Davis.
Steve Davis of England, 6 times world and UK champion, for so long the biggest name in the game, but he's much more than that. Back in the 80s, a researcher discovered that he was on TV more often in one year than the Queen or Margaret Thatcher. And he's now developed into quite an entertainer too.
It's the other side of snooker. Snooker can be used as a great entertainment form, not just the competitive side, but also the fun aspect. So that's what we're here for. I think the 8 players have been picked for their humour as well as their entertainment value. I'm sure every player is going to give a good little session.
I'm a bit nervous, sorry about that. So where they'll be putting this first ball in?
This should be very interesting. He's done this thousands of times. I just imagine every exhibition he's played,
There's no need to know, it's all right.
this has been part of it. No need to kneel, he said to one of the audience. Sense of humour this man's developed. Disappearing shot.
I think it's about there.
All 3 balls about to disappear, I suggest. And black going in, right in the middle. First time, 10 points. Thank you very much. Black, last of all. Just.
we have a bigger table, please? Actually, serious.
He's having a joke, incidentally.
Put those silly ones away.
He's put all the balls on the table.
Do it with a 15.
Suggests he's going to do 22.
1, 2, 7. Too adventurous.
You've got to have a minimum of 7 balls to knock in, plus the cue ball. You can go for 8 or 9. 7 twos are 14, 2 points a ball knocked in, 4 points for the cue ball.
A cue that stopped shaking me. This cue was all right this afternoon after 3 or 4 frames. Practice, yeah?
You could afford to go better out than that. Just go a little bit near the middle of the table. Baulk cushion, that is, near the middle of the baulk cushion when he strikes off. It's bending, putting a bit of side on it, I think.
Okay.
Puts a little bit of
Yeah, it's like a golf pro swing, isn't it?
left-hand side on this ball. He can just get a little arc. That's to its favour. Oh, first time again. He liked it. So did the crowd. Steve Davis then, maximum at both of the shots at the first attempt. A total of 30 points.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, maximum points, both shots, Steve Davis, 30 points, and in the lead, ladies and gentlemen. In second place, Mike Hallett. In third place, Mike Massey. And then we have Peter Francisco, we have Terry Griffiths, John Parrott, and Alain Robidoux. We'll be back with you for the second half in 20 minutes' time. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Well, it'll be a little more than 20 minutes before you see part 2 of the contest, but in the meantime, have another look at a classic machine gun shot by joint defending world trick shot champion, Steve Davis. Now and join Master of Ceremonies, Alan Hughes.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to introduce the judges for the second half of the show. And first, I'd like you to welcome the ex-president of the Amateur Billiards and Snooker Association here in South Africa, a very well-respected man, Sam Lau. Also, ladies and gentlemen, from South Africa, their former #1 player and one of the most explosive potters the game has ever seen, Perry Mans. And finally, one of the top promoters, managers and impresarios in the world, the chairman of Matchroom, is with us tonight, Mr. Barry Hearn. Well, ladies and gentlemen, each player now has 6 minutes to entertain you in a freestyle any way he wants to do. Now, at the end of 5 minutes, you're going to hear a roar from the jungle, and that'll mean that he's got 1 minute to go, and this is the roar you're going to hear. That tells him he's just got 1 minute to go. At the end of the 6 minutes, Sally, you're going to gong that gong. Give it a gong, Sally. And that means his 6 minutes are up, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we're going to bring them back in reversed order. I can just tell you that the marks will be out of 10 for technical merit and another mark for 10 for entertainment value. So each player has a total of 60 points that can win him the title. And we're going to bring back the players in reverse order just to keep the whole thing alive. Ladies and gentlemen, can I ask you to welcome back into the arena from Canada, Alain Robidoux. LA, your 6 minutes starts now.
Good evening again. Okay, my first shot, I'm going to try to put the black in this corner. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play on this red, move this red away, and the black is going to kiss all the reds and come back here to put the black in the corner. Well, I've got to make some tough one with the score I've got. Good start. Here, what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to put blue, pink, and black. Another easy shot. Blue, pink, and black. And then the white's going to swerve and go through the gap there and put the black in the corner. Yeah, I was laughing too the first time I tried it. Okay, let's try that. That was a spare shot. Okay. Okay, this one, this shot is called the football shot. What I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to play in between the red and the blue. This red's going to knock this combination away, and each combination going to go away, and the blue's going to go in between and be potted in the middle. Good luck again. Yeah. That was close, by the way. Goes fast, eh? I'm going to aim the red in the corner, turn my head away, and try to put the red without looking. Woober! 1 minute delay. Nice shot, eh, Barry? Keep smiling, I like it. Nice shot. Quick. 3 balls. No. Okay, forget it. Okay. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, your appreciation, please, for Alain Robidoux.
Now
judges. First, for technical merit. It's 22 points for technical merit. And now for entertainment value. 19 points for entertainment value, and I'll give you the total in a moment. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the grand total with his first compulsory routine and the freestyle, Alain Robidoux has scored 55 points. And of course that puts Alain into the lead. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to ask you to welcome back the defending champion from Wales, Terry Griffiths. Terry, your 6 minutes start now.
What, I haven't set up yet? I was on the lead there for a while, wasn't I? Okay, I'll just play about 4 or 5 impossible shots for you, just to fill the time in. Right, there's a 10p here. 10p. Won't go far these days, will it? What we're going to try and do is pot the blue ball, which is at the top there somewhere. And we're going to knock the 10p along the cushion, put a bit of side spin on it, and it swerves around the middle pocket and pots the blue in the corner. I'm afraid you people over there will just have to take my word for it. The blue will just drop in sometimes. We haven't a lot of time, really, have we? I'm not actually the quickest player in the world. Let's be honest about it. There you go. Not as young as I used to be, no rushing on the table like this. Right then, here we go. Another impossible one for you. Just place the cloth there to protect the, yes, it is a cloth on the table. Right, then this time we'll try and jump the white over the reds and the blue ball and into the basket. You all right there, mate? Yeah? A bit died taking my glasses off, I was here, I can tell you now. Here we go. Not bad, am I? Am I okay? Yeah. Right then, this time we've kept the white ball inside the basket. And what we're going to try and do here, we place the white ball just on the inside of the basket there. The red ball jumps sideways on into the basket. That hits the neck there at an angle. So the basket spins around. The red ball goes in behind the white ball, kisses the white ball out, and the red ball stays in the basket. For those of you who don't like a story, it's red in and white out. There you go. Right, and as the baskets travel all the way from Wales, I may as well play another shot in it. Don't get mixed up. That's the basket for there. Young Daniel, where have you gone? Daniel? Come on, then. The young man's promised to help me with this shot. All right, lad? Come here, put your hand on top there. Is that expensive watch you got on? Did that cost a lot of money? No? No, it's okay. You've seen me play before, obviously. No, it's okay, darling. But I've only got 3 minutes left, Daniel, you know what I mean? Okay. Just hold it tight there. Hold it tight there now, okay? Don't move now, whatever you do, because the balls jump up and hit you on the head. Okay. He's just gone like this with his watch. That's what people normally do when I'm playing a game of snooker, you know? See if the last bus is gone. Right there.
The time is if you smash the watch.
Okay, you've had enough fun. Now this is my show, okay? Hold tight now. Don't move now. Okay? Right, this is called a rapid fire shot. I'm going to try and jump the 6 balls into the basket as quickly as possible. Okay? You're not nervous here? No? Oh, wait a minute. Hold tight there now. Okay?
For Daniel and Terry Griffiths. Let's see what our panel have got here for Terry Griffiths and his technical merit. .23 for technical merit for Terry Griffiths. And now his points for entertainment value. 27 for entertainment value.
The Welshman won the inaugural tournament 3 years ago. He was joint winner last year. That is the target to beat.
Another little shot here. Yay! One involved in the cue. And colours. Apparently I was a naughty boy the other week and Lucifer came to give me a little call. He said, John, he said, you better look after yourself. He said, you've been a naughty boy. He said, I'm going to take you downstairs and I'll have a little look what it's like. So I went down there and he said, you see what it's like? It's not very nice, is it? He said, the only way you're going to get out of here, he said, you've got to make love to the ugliest woman in the world. And she's down here now, you've got to do it. So here she came. She had warts, boils, pimples and everything, and I had to make love to her. Anyway, I'm on my way out from the gates, I said, and I looked up, and there was Steve Davis. He got an absolutely gorgeous blonde girl on his arm, kissing the face off her. I said, come on, Lucifer, what's the score? I said, that means I've got to make love to an ugly woman. He said, yeah, well, sometimes the women want to get out as well, you know. He's eating in the hotel restaurants as well. That won't go down well with the judges, will it, Barry? Put the green in the corner pocket. As you can see, it's obscured by the cue. Hopefully, follow through on the red, move the cue out the way, and the green should go down and go in the corner pocket. Oh. Nearly did. 1 minute to go. 1 minute to go. Very quick joke. Smart Alec goes into a pub. Picks up a pool cue, plays pool, pots the first ball, pots all the balls, knocks the black in. Says to this bloke next to him, he says, I'm good, aren't I? He said, you're good, he said, but if Harry had been here, Harry would have had him. Goes over to play dominoes, plays dominoes, a little old fella. Never knocks once, stitches him up all night, wins the money. The old fella says, you're good, he said, but if Harry had been here, Harry would have had him.
John Barrett wins the other one. Here we go then, the judges' marks, first of all for technical merit. 15 points for technical merit for John Parrott, and now for entertainment value, gentlemen. 23 for entertainment value. A total of 38 there, added on to the total of 15 in the compulsory. Ladies and gentlemen, John Parrott has the grand total of 53 points. Ladies and gentlemen, will you now welcome back into the arena for his attempt, a second attempt for Cliff Thorburn.
When do I start?
Cliff, your time starts now.
Cheers. Thank you. Right. It's going to be 3 balls into 3 completely different pockets here. Oh, let's see, the green doesn't matter. And the red. And this right here. 3 balls, 3 different pockets. Thank you very much. Anyway. You too can be a professional player. Difficult game, isn't it? Okay, now, with snooker being so popular, I've traveled around the world and I've seen some very interesting places. But the place where they play the most interesting style is China. Now, they actually play the same rules as us. You have to pot a red and then a color, but they have to use the chopsticks. Okay, so something like this. Leoma. Sorry about that. Red ball in a pocket. They're not very good players over there. Come on, please, this time. There we go. Oh, he's hot, he's hot, he's hot. And the pink ball, this is a tough shot. Oh. I'm just joking, know that. Okay, now for those of you that think professional players aren't very good at playing bank shots or doubles, I never missed a shot. Okay, now taking the cue ball for a walk, okay? I've got the cue ball and the red ball and 2 cues here. So I have to stick the cue ball on top of the red and run it down the 2 cues. Now the hard part isn't necessarily sending the cue ball down the 2 cues. Well, it's fairly difficult. But the hard part is actually getting it to come back. Come on, come to Papa, come on. 6 minutes, come on. Okay. Okay, just going back to chopsticks just for a minute here. It's real easy. I'm in a hurry. La-dee-la-da, la-da-da-dee-da-dum. Oops. Sorry, I've done this before. It's a long shot, eh? Alan, please grab that ball. Please, thanks. Oh. Complete control, thanks. Nice trick, eh? Okay. Now we have to pot the cue ball. I love this shot. Oh, sorry, pot the black ball. Hello? Pot the black. Now, hopefully one I can do. Okay, this is called a wing shot, okay? I'm going to try and roll the red ball down the table. While it's on the move, pot it into the right-hand corner pocket. Come on, hurry. Come on. That's it. Okay, that's it. Now this shot isn't as easy as what it looks. Oh, God, save me, please. Something wrong with that red. 13 seconds. I know I'm going to make this. God, it feels good. I'm going to leave it right to the end. 4, 5, okay.
And now, Cliff Marks, please, first for technical merit. 22 points for technical merit. For entertainment value, once again, 22 points.
Cliff Thorburn moving up into second place, but still a lot of talent to come. Davis, Hallett, Massey and Francisco.
There's a confused Indian goes along Reds. Goes along to the medicine man and he's there and he says, I don't know whether I'm a teepee or wigwam. He says, no problem, you're too tense. For those in South Africa, you've got Adam and Eve, sort of sitting around the barbecue braai, and Eve says, how do we know whether we're English or Afrikaans? So he says, well, I don't really know. So he says, well, why don't you go and ask the Big G? He says, okay. So Eve goes along, and she says, God, like, how do we know whether we're English or Afrikaans? She says, well, you are what you are. So off he goes, or off she goes. And anyway, she says, Adam, he says, you know, you are what you are. And if you're Afrikaans, you is what you is. Right, black ball, middle bucket. Right, here we go. It's as straight as mine. Right. White round the table, pot the black.
So our judges then, and first for technical merit. 20 points for technical merit. And now for entertainment value, gentlemen. And another 20 points for entertainment value.
Local hero Peter Francisco moving up into third spot there, but the leader still the joint defending champion Terry Griffiths from Wales.
Right, well, ladies and gentlemen, here we go then with our next contestant. He's from the United States of America. Will you welcome, please, Mike Massey?
Can I set a few things over here? Yeah, okay. Get my, I might get a little thirsty, you know, later on. Okay, let's see here.
And Mike, your 6 minutes starts now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We'll use the black. Now, if you try to bank the black ball back in this pocket, it's a very difficult shot because the ball's going to mash. It's going to double kiss. But there's two ways of making this shot. The first shot I'm going to do is the easiest way. I always carry a golf ball. Just exchange the cue ball with the golf ball, okay? And then makes it a lot easier, okay? Yeah. Now I would like to show you that the shot is actually possible with the cue ball. And a little bit more difficult. What you have to do is shoot into the black and jump the cue ball about 2 feet up in the air and just have the black come over, okay? And at the same time, to make the shot a little bit more difficult, I'm going to try to catch the cue ball in the air, okay? If I don't catch it, you catch it, okay? Well, I'm sorry, the red. This is like baseball, right? You get 3 strikes in some of the shots. Hey, there we go. Work. I was really kidding, too. I made this up, too. Okay. Let's see. This next shot I call the what happened shot, okay? Because when this shot doesn't go, I'm always trying to figure out what happened. And it looks impossible, really. What we're going to try to do is pocket the black ball in the corner pocket. A legitimate shot. Black ball in the corner pocket. Now, if you notice, there's a couple of balls in the way, right? Please go for a shot. Man, that's cold there. What happened? What happened? Same shot. No. Okay. So much for that shot. This next shot, we're going to shoot a jump shot, okay? And Steve Davis, this one up next. Got a couple more, right? Okay. What I'm going to do, check this out, okay? Make sure we got some water in there. Take your finger over it. Okay, what is that? That's water. Okay, man, let me make this shot. If I don't make this shot, Steve will win by default. Jumping over a ball is pretty easy, but to jump over a cup is pretty difficult. Right? I got over it, right? But of course I call this the disappearing water trick, okay? Now for the easiest shot. Okay. I love orange juice. This shot, I'm going to play the red ball, shoot into the red, the cue ball jumps up, hits the green, knocks the green out, and the black stays on the ball. Can't believe that. It only took me 20 tries last time. I wish I had 30 minutes. All right, ball. One more time. Can't believe I'm shaking like this. Should have used a Coca-Cola bottle. It worked! Now I drink my orange juice. Thank you.
The panel of judges now for Mike Massey's technical merit, gentlemen. 26 for technical merit. And now for his entertainment value. 23 points for entertainment value.
No surprise that the American Mike Massey, the 93 world champion, moving to the top of the table with just 2 players to go in the freestyle section of the World Trickshot Championships.
And now will you welcome into the arena contestant number 7 from the northeast of England, Mike Hallett.
Good evening. There's a triangle around. Right, we've got the yellow over the corner pocket, ladies and gentlemen. What we're going to do, we're just going to set up here with all the 15 reds into the triangle.
And Mike, you have 6 minutes starting from now.
Thank you. So we've potted the red. Find yourself snookered by 14 reds in a triangle. This never happened to you during a game of snooker? The obvious thing to do is come off the side cushion, pop the yellow into the corner pocket. We're going to take it a stage further this time. We're going to send the white over the 14 reds, hopefully down through the triangle, pop the yellow into the corner pocket. Right, this time we've got 15 reds here. This is called racking the reds. What we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to replace the top red, as you see, with the cue ball. I'm going to attempt to send the red off 3 cushions, side, the back, side cushion, chip the white out of the way, and the red should drop, so the triangle should drop on all 15 reds. Oop. That might be close. Well, no matter. Have we got the cues, Alan, please? Have we got the cues? We've got 3 cues. Actually, mate, it was what we have in the UK, we have on the golf course what we call Ladies' Day. This is not detrimental to the ladies. But actually, my 2 mates were playing behind a couple of ladies the other day, and it was a little bit slow, 4.5 hours. It was only on the 14th green. So he says to him, well, listen, it's a bit slow, John. He said, do you want to go up and have a word? So he went up there, had a word, and walked about 200 yards, came back. He said, did you tell him? Well, I said, it's a bit tricky, actually. He said, well, what do you mean? Well, he said, one's the wife, and the other one's the secretary that I've been seeing for the last 6 months. So I couldn't really say anything, you know. He says, well, I'll go and have a word. So he goes up to the green, 200 yards. He came back, he said, did you sort them out? He said, it's a small world, isn't it? Right, this time we're going to attempt to do, we've got the blue over the centre pocket. We're going to send the white off 3 cushions. Side, top, side cushion, up this side of the cues, round the back of the pocket, down the 2 cues, pop the blue into the centre. Easy shot, really. Hopefully this should go. Please. Please. I'll be looking for a volunteer at the audience in a minute, please, for the last trick shot. Lady, preferably. I'm not that way inclined, I'm sorry. No. It's quite a similar shot, this one. We've got a few reds lined up near the side cushion. What we're going to try and do, ladies and gentlemen, of course we don't have a lot of time here. Anybody heard of Willie Thorne in the UK? Willie Thorne, slightly receding on the hairstyle. He's actually got a new shampoo out now. You can get it in Boots, the chemist in England. It's called Shoulders. This time we've got a few reds. We're going to send all the reds round the 3 cushions, side, top cushion, side cushion, hopefully potting them all into the green pocket. What's happened? Could I have a lady volunteer, please, to help me with a shot? Preferably with trousers on. Whoa, oh, thank you. Yes, we have a lady? Quickly, come on, quick. I'd love to. She might be married. So what you do now, just lay on the table, please, with your head at this end and your feet pointing that way. Okay, quickly on your back, on your back, on your back. Are you married?
No.
Engaged?
No.
Oh, so you've not done this before then. Boyfriend?
Yeah.
Oh, well, possibly she's done it before. What was her name again? Jeanette. Just let's put that in your teeth, please. As you can see, the black is in a very precarious position. What we're going to do here, ladies... Oh. We're just going to try and pop the black into the corner pocket. Oh, well.
Great performance from Mike Hallett. Thank you, Mike. Well, can we have marks, please, for technical merit for Mike? 22 for technical merit. For entertainment value, gentlemen, please. 23 for entertainment value.
Mike Hallett's first appearance in this event and guaranteed a top 3 finish. Now Steve Davis needs just 40 out of 60 to win the 1995 Dr. Martens World Trick Shot Championships.
Right, well, ladies and gentlemen, will you now please welcome the man in front already at the compulsory stage, the 6 times world champion, Steve Davis. Steve, your 6 minutes start right now.
Not yet, not yet. It's true that I'm ugly. I am ugly, I admit it. My mum used to breastfeed me through a straw. Which was a... I don't care. My wife on our first night out together, she put a paper bag over her head. I said, "What's that for?" She said, "Just in case yours splits." A lot of women did find me very unattractive. Then I started making a few million rand and everything seemed to change. Strange that, isn't it? Got the black ball there completely surrounded by reds that I've placed there in a random order. Going to try and pop the black ball in the middle pocket. So it's the black ball in that middle pocket there. Had a great time. Had a fantastic time. It's a great place, isn't it, Sun City? Fantastic, yeah? I've been on the safari. Isn't it good on the safari? Nice to see all the animals in their natural environment. Although I'm not too sure about the dung beetle. Get a life. Get a life. Oh, dear. And over here in South Africa, of course, you've got different restaurants, and there's more different meat than there is in England. You've got, well, it's not just lamb, chicken and beef. Just pop the red in the middle, screw back. Not that I'm big-headed or a show-off or anything like that. There's all sorts of meat you can have. I went to the restaurant. I was trying to impress my wife. I said, "I'll have the crocodile sandwich, make it snappy." He said, "So you are as boring as you thought." Yeah. My wife got the last dodo. Isn't that lucky? Going to play the same shot, pop the red ball in the middle pocket, screw back left-handed like Jimmy White. Slightly harder for me, that one. I ordered the armadillo and chips. That was quite nice, but comes with a machine gun and a machete and a bib. A bit messy, but... I've played 2 shots now, potting the ball in the middle pocket and screwing back. I'm going to play another shot. Going to play the shot not like a snooker player, but like a dart player. And probably have a drink at the same time. A dart player would play the one-handed shot and hold the cue like a dart. Must warn you, don't go back to your clubs and try this shot. It's a very difficult, dangerous shot. You can actually do a lot of damage. I don't always get this right, but if I do, you're going to go back and say, "What a shot I saw the other night." Some gingerhead kid, quite interesting, can't remember his name. You're going to try and show me the shot, you're going to try and show your friends, you're going to go, rip. You're going to rip the cloth. So don't try the shot, you can do a lot of damage to the cloth doing this shot. But this isn't my cloth, so I don't really care. One-handed like a dart player. That was a stun run through for position. But fortunately, I get 3 darts. Which is quite nice, isn't it? A bit corny, you may think. But it gets me out of trouble. One more try. And then 1 dart left. And perhaps another drink. I think I'll have a drink instead. I don't care about the time. What's 6 minutes to me? Oh! Oh! Okay, going to pop the black in the middle pocket. Black ball in the middle pocket. This middle pocket there, where do you think? Perhaps not, though. Thank you.
All right, well, here we go then, first of all, with technical merit. 22 for technical merit for Steve. And for entertainment value for Steve Davis. 26 points for entertainment value.
Steve Davis winning the world title outright for the first time ahead of the 1993 champion, Mike Massey. So the 6 times world snooker champion adding another world title to his roll of honor. The 1995 Dr. Martens World Trick Shot champion is Steve Davis.